is Lady Boulay, and welcome back to Black American Lineage. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for supporting this channel. And on this Thanksgiving Eve, we are remembering our ancestors and how they spent Thanksgiving. This article from the Tennessee Tribune says that how slaves spent Thanksgiving Day might surprise you. And now we are saying enslaved instead of slaves. Everybody now thinks that's more politically correct. Black Americans have long embraced the tradition of honoring Thanksgiving. Even during slavery time, they took time to be thankful for what they had, which of course was not much. In 1777, when the Continental Congress delivered a decree for the 13 colonies to give thanks for reaching a victory over the British at Saratoga, the Africans also took part in the celebration throughout the region, and the tradition continued as a custom of rejoicing for rain to break droughts and plenty of harvest. So they found reasons to be thankful even in the condition that they were in. I think that speaks very well of them. So what did the enslaved eat on this day that they were allowed to celebrate? The ones who worked in the fields would often go out and catch wild game for their family and close slave friends. The women would prepare cornmeal cakes or pound cakes to go along with the game. The house slaves had it better than the field slaves. House slaves feasted on the leftovers from the main house after the slave owners finished their meals. A forgotten fact, Thanksgiving started off as a church-oriented celebration for the Black community. Let's keep that in mind. It started out as a church celebration for the enslaved people. Slave pastors often gave sermons that could be heard loud and clear through the small Black churches. The sermons would be about struggles, hopes, fears, and triumphs. The sermons usually grieved the institution of slavery, the suffering of the people, and often pleaded for an awakening of a slave-free America that they hoped would come someday soon. Okay, so good for those enslaved pastors. African Methodist Episcopal cleric Reverend Benjamin Arnett stirred a predominantly Black congregation on November 30th, 1876, with biblically inspired words. We call on all American citizens to love their country and look not on the sins of the past, but arming ourselves for the conflict of the future. Girding ourselves in the habiliments of righteousness, march forth with the courage of a Numidian lion and with the confidence of a Roman gladiator, and meet the demands of the age and satisfy the duties of the honor. Wow, that was quite wordy for a Black preacher. So he had an advanced vocabulary. It sounds like he was just making up words, but they might be legitimate. I don't know. But anyway, I'm sure he did inspire the audience with his presentation and with his vocabulary. He continued, "Then let the grand centennial Thanksgiving song be heard and sung in every house of God, and in every home may Thanksgiving sounds be heard, for our race has been emancipated, enfranchised, and are now educating and have the gospel preached to them." In 1863, Lincoln signed the proclamation of a national Thanksgiving Day, unifying the various regional practices that had already been taking place throughout the nation. So what this is saying is that the enslaved people inspired the Thanksgiving Day celebration, and that's not hard for me to believe. Lincoln wrote, "I do therefore invite my fellow citizens in every part of the United States, and also those who are at sea and those who are journeying in foreign lands, to set apart and observe the last Thursday of November next as a day of thanksgiving and praise to our beneficent Father who dwelleth in the heavens." Some slaves saw the holidays as an opportunity to escape. And I've heard this before, when everybody else was distracted with presents and food and visitors and all, some of the enslaved people decided this is my time to bounce. Anyway, they took advantage of relaxed work schedules and the holiday travels of slaveholders who were too far away to stop them. While some slaveholders treated the holiday as any other workday, there have been numerous recordings of a variety of holiday traditions, including the suspension of work for celebration and family visits, because many slaves had spouses, children, and family who were owned by different masters and who lived on other properties. Slaves often requested passes to travel and visit family during this time. Some slaves used the passes to explain their presence on the road and delay the discovery of their escape, though their master's expectation was that they would soon return from their family visit. So you see, the family unit was very important during the slavery time. This whole idea of our fractured families is a modern thing. Today, many African Americans still spend time traveling and visiting family and friends during the holiday, but many have moved away from spending Thanksgiving Day in church. That practice has long been forgotten by many. Thanksgiving today is not recognized for the same reason it was years ago. Today, it is a day spent with family and friends, being thankful for one's many blessings. So the enslaved people had the idea that Thanksgiving is a day that I'm going to pray to get up out of here, out of this captivity that I am sick of. And I don't blame them for that. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening. We have tradition, we have customs, we have culture, we have history. That's who we are as Black people in America, and it is something to be proud of. I hope you and your family will have a wonderful and blessed holiday. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for your views. Thank you for being who you are. And again, have a blessed Thanksgiving, and I'll see you on the next video.